Have you ever noticed how hard it has become to focus on things that actually matter? Not because you don't care, not because you're lazy, but because your attention slips away almost instantly. You sit down to work, you open the document, you read the first sentence, and then, without thinking, your hand reaches for your phone. You scroll, you check, you switch tabs, you snack, you distract yourself. Hours pass. At the end of the day, you feel tired, but not satisfied, busy, but unproductive, stimulated, but oddly empty. You tell yourself you need more discipline, more motivation, more willpower, but deep down, you sense something else is going on, because it's not just work. Even simple things feel harder now. Reading feels heavy. Silence feels uncomfortable. Boredom feels almost painful. Meanwhile, stimulation feels effortless. Short videos, notifications, endless novelty. Your brain seems to crave it, even when you know it's costing you focus, energy, and depth. This creates a quiet contradiction. You want to grow. You want to build something meaningful. You want to do hard, important work. But your mind keeps pulling you toward what's easy, fast, and immediately rewarding. And the more this happens, the more you start questioning yourself. What's wrong with me? Why can't I focus like I used to? Why does hard work feel so unrewarding now? This isn't a personal failure. It's a conditioning problem. And it revolves around one powerful system in your brain. What if your struggle with focus isn't about discipline, but about dopamine? What if your brain hasn't lost its ability to enjoy hard work? It's just been trained to expect constant stimulation. What if the problem isn't that work is boring, but that everything else has become too stimulating? This is not about dopamine detoxes, and it's not about eliminating pleasure. It's about understanding how your reward system works and how to recalibrate it. The solution is not to escape dopamine. The solution is to teach your brain what deserves it. Dopamine is often misunderstood. It's usually described as the pleasure chemical, but that's not entirely accurate. Dopamine is more about anticipation and motivation than pleasure itself. It's what makes you want to act. It's what pulls your attention toward something. It's what tells your brain, this matters. Do it again. Every time you engage in an activity that releases dopamine, your brain takes note. Not consciously, automatically. Over time, it starts prioritizing behaviors that deliver dopamine quickly and easily. This is where the modern environment creates a problem. Social media, short-form content, instant entertainment, constant novelty. These things deliver high dopamine with minimal effort. Your brain learns very quickly. Why struggle through something difficult when stimulation is always one swipe away? This doesn't make you weak. It makes you human in an environment optimized to hijack attention. But here's the hidden cost. When your brain becomes used to high stimulation, it becomes less sensitive to reward. That means normal activities, reading, writing, thinking, working, produce less motivation. Not because they are less meaningful, but because your reward system has been overwhelmed. This is similar to how loud noise makes subtle sounds harder to hear. The signal hasn't disappeared. Your sensitivity has changed. So when you try to focus on hard work, it feels dull, not because the work lacks value, but because your brain's reward threshold has been raised. This creates a dangerous loop. Hard work stops feeling rewarding, so you avoid it. You turn to quick stimulation instead. Over time, your reward sensitivity drops, and hard work feels even more unrewarding than before. Eventually, even rest doesn't feel restful. Silence feels empty. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Your mind feels restless, even when nothing is wrong. This is not burnout. It's dopamine saturation. And here's the important part. You cannot remove dopamine from your brain. So what do? What you need is resensitization. Your brain can relearn what feels rewarding, but only if you stop overwhelming it. Let's look at how this plays out in everyday life. Think about breaks, Most people take breaks that are more stimulating than the work itself. They stop working and scroll, they step away and consume content. They rest by stimulating their brain even more. This trains the brain to associate relief with higher dopamine than work. So, when the break ends, returning to work feels like a punishment. Now consider the in-between moments of your day. Waiting in line, sitting alone, arriving early. These moments used to be quiet. Now they're filled instantly. Phone out, content in, stimulation delivered. These micro moments matter because they train your baseline tolerance for boredom. If your brain never experiences low stimulation, it never resets. And when it never resets, it keeps craving more. Finally, think about multitasking. Doing many things at once fractures attention. Your brain constantly switches modes, never fully engaging, never fully resting. This weakens your ability to enter deep focus. And deep focus is where meaningful work becomes rewarding. The problem is not dopamine itself. The problem is how indiscriminately it's being triggered. The solution is not extreme. It doesn't require isolation, silence retreats, or removing pleasure from your life. It requires 3 deliberate shifts. Step 1. Make breaks less stimulating than work. Your break should lower dopamine, not spike it. This doesn't mean doing nothing forever. It means choosing low stimulation recovery. Walking, stretching, breathing, light movement, quiet rest. Even staring at a wall for a few minutes works. When breaks are boring, work becomes comparatively rewarding. This retrains your brain to associate effort with satisfaction. Step 2. Reclaim the in-between moments. Stop filling every empty second. When you're waiting, wait. When you're alone, be alone. When nothing is happening, let nothing happen. These moments resensitize your nervous system. They lower your baseline for stimulation. Over time, simple things feel richer again. Focus returns naturally, not forcefully. Step 3. Do one thing at a time. Singular focus strengthens reward sensitivity. When you eat, eat. When you work, work. When you rest, rest. Multitasking feels productive, but it trains distraction. Deep focus trains satisfaction, and satisfaction is what makes hard work sustainable. So, remember this: take breaks that are less stimulating than your work. Stop filling every empty moment with stimulation, and do one thing at a time, fully. These 3 shifts recalibrate your reward system, not instantly, not magically, but reliably. Hard work is not supposed to make you feel miserable. It only feels that way when your brain has forgotten how to value effort. You don't need more pressure. You don't need more motivation. You need the right conditions for focus to emerge. Your mind is adaptable. What it learns to crave depends on what you repeatedly feed it. You always have a choice, even in small moments. And small moments shape big outcomes. In the next video, we'll explore why social media appeals more to certain people and why others choose to avoid it. If this resonated with you, keep going. Follow the link and continue the journey. Here, we don't chase stimulation, we reset the mind.